Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to get into a bit of a surprising controversy, actually. It popped up right after the MPL PH Season 15 championship. So Team Liquid PH, they were just crowned champions. It was this really intense battle. Everyone said so.
Absolutely grueling, yeah.
You'd think it'd be just, pure joy, right? But the celebrations, while definitely happy for the team, they weren't just happy for the wider community. It got complicated.
It did.
And here's a really odd part. The championship medal. That specific item became this huge point of discussion, even dismay for some.
Right.
Which makes you wonder, how on earth does a medal cause such a stir?
Well, what's really interesting is, like you said, the win itself, totally solid. Nobody questioned that. But it was specifically the look of the medal and, the perceived quality. That's what grabbed everyone, especially when you put it side by side with medals from past seasons.
Like which ones? Were they noticeably different?
Yeah, people immediately brought up like Season 7 or Season 8 medals. Those were consistently described as, solid, having some real heft. This one,
It just looked different.
the contrast was pretty stark, yeah. Jarring for a lot of folks who follow the league closely.
Okay, so the confetti falls, the team's celebrating, and almost instantly, social media just lights up.
Pretty much.
And people are zooming in on photos saying, what? That it looked cheap?
The words used were things like acrylic or even just plastic. That was the immediate reaction from a lot of fans online.
Wow. Okay, so imagine you pour everything into this, hours and hours, huge sacrifices, you win one of the biggest titles out there. And the symbol of that win, the physical thing you get, just doesn't feel prestigious.
Yeah.
It raises a big question, doesn't it? Why does that physical thing matter so much when the achievement is the real prize?
That's exactly the core of it, I think, because, in esports, so much is digital. The scores, the ranks, even sometimes the trophies on screen.
Right, it can feel a bit ephemeral.
Precisely. So that physical medal, it becomes this crucial anchor. It's a tangible thing, right? It represents all those hours, the sacrifices, the split-second plays.
It makes it real in a way.
Exactly. So when that anchor feels, flimsy or maybe not up to par, it kind of risks devaluing the whole journey. Not just for the players, but maybe for how the sport itself is seen.
Huh. So it's not just about winning, it's about the recognition matching the effort.
The physical recognition, yeah. That seems to be key here.
And it wasn't only fans feeling this way, was it? I heard players, or at least prominent figures, also chimed in.
That's right. Reports surfaced mentioning figures like Dogi and Omi Venus apparently taking to social media too.
And saying similar things about the cheap feel.
Essentially, yeah. Voicing feelings along those lines, which really underlines how much that symbol means to the people who actually earn it.
But okay, playing devil's advocate for a second. Could there be reasons from the organizer's side? Maybe a new supplier or a different design idea that just didn't quite land? Practical stuff.
That's a fair point, and we don't have the official why from them directly. But the public reaction itself is telling, isn't it? It speaks volumes about expectations. And if you zoom out a bit, this seemingly small detail about a medal, it points to something bigger. It's about how a major esports league presents itself, its image.
Like it sends a mixed signal.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
A signal about its own commitment to prestige, maybe? Especially when you look at the kind of money and production value pouring into esports globally now.
Right. You see these multi-million-dollar prize pools, massive arenas.
Exactly. And other big esports, traditional sports too, they usually put a lot of emphasis on the trophy design, the medal quality.
Because they're symbols.
They're totems of triumph. They understand these things aren't just trinkets, they carry weight, literally and figuratively.
Okay, so let's sort of recap this deep dive then. We've got Team Liquid PH's massive, well-deserved win at MPL PH Season 15, huge achievement. But it gets kind of overshadowed, surprisingly, by this whole discussion around the medal. The perception being it looked acrylic or plastic.
Yeah, that cheap feel narrative really took hold.
And that stirred up a lot of feelings from fans and players about prestige, about what that tangible award should represent. It sparked a whole conversation.
It really did. And it leaves us with this kind of final thought to mull over, doesn't it?
Go on.
When we celebrate these huge wins, these championships, what really defines the value? How do we recognize that success? Is it just the victory itself, the digital record?
Or does that physical symbol, the medal in this case, play a bigger role than we might think?
A more significant role, perhaps, in how we all collectively perceive prestige and honor in achievement. It's definitely something to think about, how we choose to remember these moments.
How success isn't just won, but how it's commemorated. Interesting stuff.